The Voice by Thomas Hardy, 1840 to 1928. Woman much missed, how you call to me, saying that now you are not as you were, when you had changed from the one who was all to me, but as at first when our day was fair. Can it be you that I hear? Let me view you then, standing as when I drew near to the town, where you would wait for me, yes, as I knew you then, even to the original air blue gown. Or is it only the breeze in its listlessness, travelling across the wet mead to me here, you being ever dissolved to one wistlessness, heard no more again, far or near? Thus I, faltering forward, leaves around me falling, wind oozing thin through the thorn from northward, and the woman calling. Okay, this is by Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy's from the south of England, from South London, from the South London area. And he's best he's best known, I think, for his books like The Mayor of Casterbridge and books like that. Let's see. I think this poem is about his wife who died. Let's see. He was very upset by his wife's death. He did get married again, but for a long time he was very upset by her death. Firstly, they were separated or estranged from each other, and then after that she died, and he felt really, really badly about it. And this is effectively what it's about. Let's see. I think this poem, it's all in a lyrical voice. Lyrical is talking about poetry that speaks on things that have powerful emotions. Yeah, and he's speaking about strong emotions and the strong emotions that he feels. And he's thinking about how much he misses her, and he wishes that they could be back and things were as they were when they first met. And so the themes of this poetry are death, loss, remembering, and remembering the past. So, woman much missed, how you call to me. I love this call to me. So he's saying that I really, really miss this woman, and she's calling to him. I think this is she keeps coming into his mind, she keeps coming into his memory, and the repetition here, call to me, it's giving this idea that is happening again and again and again, saying that now you are not as you were. Okay, so now things are not the same. I think this was probably published after her death, but the things now are different. You're not the person that you were when you had changed from the one who was all to me. So at the beginning you were a person who was absolutely everything to me. You were my life, my soul. I was passionately in love with you. Couldn't we go back to this place? Couldn't we go back to this memory? But as at first, when our day was fair. So, not the you now that didn't love me anymore, but oh, how I wish we could go back to the beginnings of our relationship when everything was fantastic and everything was wonderful. Can it be you that I hear? Let me view you then. So it's like he hears this voice calling to him. And he's saying, is it really you calling to me, asking me to think about you, to remember you, to call me back to that memory? Let me view you then. Let me see you. Let's be together again in real life as it things were in that time in the past. Let me view you then in the past, standing as when I drew near the town where you would wait for me. So he's now remembering, this is a memory from the past of a time when there is a place where she would wait for him while he was journeying back to the town. Yeah, and there was this place that she would wait for him. She's waiting for him eagerly. Yes, as I knew you then. So come back. I wish this would come back to a place in the past. So this is regret from the past. Yeah, it's despair, even to the original air blue gown. Okay, so yes, and I'd like you to wear that blue dress that you always wore. And I like this air blue because the next verse is going to talk about the wind. And I have this feeling that the idea of the wind, of blowing away the relationship that they had, and the wind takes it away and it's causing change where the wind blows. You know, the wind blows, our fates go in one way or another. Or is it only the breeze? Yeah, so is this just a normal wind, or is this the other winds of change? In its listlessness, travelling across the wet mead to me here. So is it just the wind that is moving towards me? Yeah, travelling across the wet mead, the wet fields to me here. So is this just a different type of wind? Maybe this is not the wind that's bringing me back to me, but this is the wind that you being ever dissolved to one wistlessness, heard no more again, far or near. So I think this is talking about death of memory, also physical death, that the relationship, or that his interaction with her has been dissolved to one. One is pale and colourless and wistless. Wistlessness. Well, I think we have wistful, where you're thinking about things. I think wistlessness without any real substance. Yeah, so your memories or your essence is the wind just dissolving what is left of you and taking it all away. And then I think this last bit is to death, heard no more again, far or near. So I think maybe he heard nothing of her when they were separated, and now that she's dead, he will hear no more from her again. So maybe is this wind bringing you towards me, or is it just washing away all memories of you? Notice this alliteration, one wistlessness. Yeah, it's quite nice. And then the poem changes tack, and we go into the present, and this is the present situation of Hardy, and everything before this has been memory in the past and how he wishes that the past were here, but now this is him now, and he sets the scene. Thus I, faltering forward, leaves around me falling, wind oozing thin through the thorn from northward, and the woman calling. So, faltering forward, to falter is to go unsteadily, starting and stopping. and the leaves are falling around him. So this gives the idea of an autumn feel, but maybe the leaves around me falling, the falling leaves could also represent people dying, yeah, and her death. And I just continue living, faltering forward. Yeah, I like faltering forward, falling. Yeah, again. Winds oozing thin through the thorn from northward. So, wind oozing thin, the wind moving slowly through the thorn bushes, but also the thorn, that this thorn is pricking him. Yeah, these memories have pricked him and life is painful. And it comes from northward. Yeah, it comes from the north. So the north wind is a cold wind, and this gives the idea it's a cold wind that hurts and cuts. And the woman calling me. So his ex-wife Emma, his dead wife, it's like she is calling him, or her memories are calling him, or the wind is calling him. So I think very much a lyric poem talking about painful and upsetting things. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. The Voice by Thomas Hardy.